Hi guys, and welcome to today's video. If you are joining me for the first time, thank you so much for watching one of my videos. And if you are a returning watcher, then thank you so much and welcome back. What I thought I would do today is something a little bit different. I don't necessarily have a product I feel like reviewing today in depth in any case, but what I thought I would do is talk to you about my skincare routine. I've come up with something that I'm fairly happy with over the last year or so. I mean, I always tweak it here and there, especially when I'm testing products, but it seems to be doing pretty well for me. And also it is, other than one item that I'm testing, all drugstore. I tend to be a very frugal person. I like to not say cheap because I think cheap has a negative connotation behind it, but I am always looking for the best value for my money. And value is really a combination of what something costs and the benefit that you're getting from it. So what I try to find are products that for a lower price or a good price do nice things for my skin. This is going to be different depending on what your price point is. I mean, there are some people who have a lot of disposable income and they can buy high-end items. I don't have a huge skincare budget, so again, I'm always looking for places to save. I mean, if you have seen my channel and watched all of my videos, you'll see I do a combination of, beauty, skincare, makeup, and then I also do money management videos. I'm passionate about both of those things, and I think there is a place where those intersect. Just because you like having makeup and skincare doesn't mean that you don't care about money or that you spend a lot. I mean, on my channel here, I don't really do things like hauls or a lot of expensive products. It's why I tend to review a lot of things that come in subscription services, because I try to find the best way to manage my money. So that's about the frugal side of it. Let's talk a little bit about skincare. So I am someone who is in my late 30s, and I have gone through a lot of different things with my skin. I would also like to say that, every once in a while I get compliments on my skin in my comments down below. And I will say, because I think I try to be fairly upfront about this, my camera does blur my face a little bit. I have looked for ways for turning that off. I've achieved it sometimes, but then I tend to get issues with the lighting. So what I try to do when I do skincare videos is zoom in, because then the blurry filterness goes away and you see my actual skin. But when you're seeing this right now, this makes it look a lot better than it necessarily is. And that is also a good thing to know when you watch beauty YouTubers. It's a combination of things. I don't think a lot of people purposely use blurring filters or anything like that. I think some people have cameras like mine that tend to give your face more of a soft focus, but also the lighting that people uses tends to kind of give you a better look because things are lit up from all different angles and you don't see imperfections as much. So, talking about my skin in particular, when I was a teenager, when I was in high school, I had very bad cystic acne. I had it pretty much all over my cheeks, a bit on my forehead, but it was really right here where I got it. It was kind of odd. A lot of people talk about getting acne in their T-zone. That's not where I had a problem. Mine was all on my cheeks. And, I tried to do all the things that you do with cleaning, with, all these different kind of skincare things. If anything, I'm sure I was just like stripping the oils out of my skin like crazy. But I had that for a number of years. So one of the things that I have left over from that is I have quite a bit of texture and sort of pitting in my skin, I guess you would say. It's basically acne scars, and for me the scars aren't so much discoloration as there is a lot of texture in my skin, especially on my cheeks. Now, it so happened that it must have been hormonal acne, which means that no amount of, cleaning and skincare was really going to make a difference. When I started taking birth control pills, and for me it was tricycline, acne went away, like immediately. I went from having awful skin that I was always just so embarrassed about to my skin just looking awesome and flawless. So for a number of years, I didn't really pay a whole lot of attention to skincare. In my 20s, I mean, I would wash my face, I had moisturizer and everything, but I would sleep sometimes in my makeup. Sometimes I wouldn't wash my face in the morning. I wasn't very good at it. And it wasn't until I got into my early mid-30s that I started paying more attention, because for me, that's when I started noticing some more wrinkles, especially here. I have smile lines. You know, I'm a smiley person. It happens a lot. So I tend to get some lines here. I noticed them a little bit on my forehead. So I started looking a little bit more at what I could do to make my skin look a little bit brighter, to reduce wrinkles that were there, and also to just prevent any new wrinkles from coming. I also noticed that my skin is starting to lose a little bit of the bounce that it had. I especially noticed like on my neck if I look in certain light. So I have those issues. I have pores on my cheeks. I just sort of have everything going on. And I think that is everything you need to know about my skin before we get started. I mean, I also have freckles, which in some ways, I mean, I have a ton of freckles. In some ways that is nice because it almost acts as a disguise sometimes. You know, if I have a couple little bumps here and there, which I tend to do at any given time, the freckles will disguise that a little bit. So let's get into the actual skincare routine. So I have a couple of different cleansers that I use, but one of them I ran out of, and I will talk about that one, but show you this one. I really like to use a gentle cleanser, and the one that I've been using is the Neutrogena Ultra Gentle Daily Cleanser. There's both a foaming formula and a gel formula. The one I have here is the foaming one just because I like there being foam, but I have used both and I like both. The other cleanser that I have used, and I'll try to insert a picture right here, is from Nip and Fab, and I actually really liked that one as well. It was also gentle. It didn't dry out my skin or anything, but it felt like it did give, if I felt like I was starting to get some acne or some spots, I really feel like the Nip and Fab one did a good job of cleaning it up. And both of them were relatively inexpensive. They're both from the drugstore. So I probably will rebuy the Nip and Fab one just because I like to be able to alternate between them. So what I do is I will use this kind of cleanser morning and night. And I put it on and I clean my skin for a full minute. I count to myself. And that is something that I got from Tati, Glam Life Guru. She talked about that in her skincare routine, that she uses things for a full minute to give it time to actually do something. If you just put it on your face and then wash it off, it's not really getting a chance to really get in there, to break down oils and dirt and whatever it might be, to get it off of your skin. So I go in morning and night for a full minute with whatever gentle cleanser that I'm using. I will then follow up with a moisturizer, and I have a different moisturizer for the morning than I do for the evening. So in the morning, I have been using the Olay Regenerist. It's a lotion with SPF 15, but the really important thing for me is that this has retinol in it, retinol A, I believe. I like how it doesn't actually tell you on the bottle. What I have found is that when I am using a product with retinol in it, what it does is it turns over your skin faster. So it causes your skin to just regenerate quicker, I guess is the best way of saying that. And not only does it help a little bit with my fine lines, but I also really find it helps with my acne. When I do see spots starting to appear, they seem to go away faster. And I also just don't see as many spots happening. And I have heard that one of the reasons for that, not that I'm a skincare expert, but one of the reasons for that is there's less chance of your pores clogging, of dead skin sort of clogging up pores and causing acne, because your skin is turning over faster. So this is the one that I will use in the morning. I just use one pump of this. I'm not necessarily loyal to this brand. I was using one before from, I want to say L'Oreal, but what I did was I looked for the highest percentage of active ingredients, and I'll also just look for whatever is on sale at the drugstore when I go to get a new one of these. And these do tend to last me for a while. As I said, I do one pump all over my face, and that is what I do in the morning. In the evening after cleansing, I have two different kinds of moisturizers that I use. And one of the ones that I repurchase over and over again is this CeraVe moisturizing lotion. It does have ceramides and hyaluronic acid in it. Hyaluronic acid is good for attracting moisture to your skin. I just find as well this is really gentle. My skin seems to like it. It is inexpensive, and I just leave this sitting on my counter and can put this all over my face. I also have another moisturizer that I don't have here. I actually keep it at my boyfriend's place. because I like to have a moisturizer when I'm there, and it is another Olay product. I'll just put a picture of it up here as well. They were actually packaged together, so I got this one and the night cream at the same time, and that night cream is really nice. I mean, it smells amazing. The first time I used it, I could actually feel a difference in the moisture and sort of firmness of my face the next morning when I woke up. So I quite liked that one, and again, because I packaged them together, or because I bought them in a package together, I got a bit of a deal on them, which was nice. But really what I'm looking for in the evening is really just a good moisturizer, and I don't care that much at that point if it's something that is heavier, because I'm not going to be putting makeup or anything on top of it. In the morning, after I put on this moisturizer, I wait for 10 minutes before going on with my makeup, whatever that might be, and I've never had a problem with this interrupting it in any way. I should also mention at this point, in between my cleanser and putting on my moisturizer, I will usually put on an eye cream. This is not drugstore, and the reason for that, I mean, I just did a video talking about this, and I'll put a card up above. I've been getting all kinds of samples of eye creams in my subscription boxes lately, so I haven't had a need to go and buy eye cream from the drugstore. So you know, use whatever eye cream works for you. This one from the organic pharmacy, which is expensive, which is probably more than all the rest of my skincare routine put together, is really good, but it's expensive. It doesn't fit in with the frugality of the rest of my skincare routine. So those are the basics of my morning and night routine, but then there are also some steps that I add in there into my evening routine because I need to take off my makeup. So there's two different things that I will do. My go-to has usually been to use a micellar water just on a little cotton pad. I find this especially good for eye makeup, taking off you know, makeup all over your face. It just feels like it really pulls it off. I've used a couple different types, but I often come back to using this Garnier Skin Active. I find it feels really nice on my skin. It has does it even have an odor? I know it's not offensive. It has no odor to it at all. This one is the sensitive skin type as well. I believe I got this. This is not the waterproof makeup removing one, just because I wanted this to be a little bit more pure. But I really like this for removing my makeup. You get a good amount of it for the price. I've tried some other ones, but I keep coming back to this one. Now, the other thing that I've been trying out lately to remove makeup, and especially with eye makeup and mascara and that sort of thing, is this product. This is called Lipidol, and it's a cleansing face oil from the drugstore. This is inexpensive. It's under $10, and it's made from the same company, although I don't think it says it on here. It's made from the same company that makes bio oil, which you may have heard of out there. It's sort of the oil that people use if they're trying to fade scars or stretch marks or things like that, made by the same company. So that's what gave me an idea that I might want to try this and trust it. It seemed like bio oil came out with a few different kinds of oils for other purposes, including this cleansing oil. The reason I wanted to try this was because I had tried a sample of the Tatcha cleansing oil. It was amazing. It was so good. I loved it so much. It made my skin just so beautiful and soft, and it was amazing, but it is so expensive. And I wanted to try another kind of cleansing oil. I am on the fence about this for a couple of reasons. It took me so many days to get used to the smell. It just smells sort of like medicinal, I want to say, which is not the same kind of luxurious experience that I had with the Tatcha cleansing oil. And it doesn't feel like my skin feels as nice and soft afterwards. But at the same time, it does a really good job of removing makeup. Basically, if you've not used a cleansing oil before, use it while your skin is dry. So if I have a day of heavy makeup, sometimes what I will do is use this in combination with my micellar water. I will use the micellar water first to get off, you know, most of my makeup, but I find that micellar water isn't always great at getting off mascara, especially if I've used a waterproof one, and then I will go in with this. So you put a little bit into your hands, your face is dry. If I use the micellar water first, I wait for any residue to dry, and then you go in and you massage it all around and just massage it into your, not into your eyes, into your eyelids, into your eyelashes. How did I forget that word? And everything sort of moves around. It gets really messy, but it will come off. And then you take a little bit of water, you put it onto your face and you move that around and you'll see it gets kind of white and milky looking. And that is the, you know, oil coming off the face. And then almost always I will go in with my cleanser after that. It's sort of a double cleanse kind of thing, but I just find that depending on how much makeup I'm wearing, I do like the combination of micellar water and an oil cleanser just to feel like I've gotten everything off and like out of my pores. So that really is my basic skincare routine for my face. I am always testing products, different kinds of face masks, different kinds of moisturizers. So there are always things that I'm adding in and out. I don't tend to use a toner or a face oil or a serum or anything like that. I've just found, I mean, there was one toner that I really liked, but it was a little bit out of my budget, especially with shipping. And I will put a link to that review up above. But other ones just don't really feel like they're doing anything for me. Same with face oils and serums. I mean, there are some that I would love to try, but they are expensive. So I haven't really gotten into really using any of them at this point. So my skincare routine for the rest of my body is a little patchy. I mean, basically every time I'm in the shower, I use a shower puff and some kind of body wash. You know, I'm not loyal to any kind of brand or anything like that. I think I have a soft soap one in there right now, you know, all over, and I try to get as much of my body as I can. I think the puff does a nice job of doing a little bit of exfoliation. So it's sort of a wash and exfoliation at the same time. And then when I get out of the shower, I'm not as good at doing this as I should, but I try as much as possible to use some kind of moisturizer all over my body, and I alternate between two. I mean, I'm not super brand loyal. I like to get a big amount of moisturizer because I'm using it all over my body. So lately I've been using the Vaseline Intensive Care with pure cocoa butter. It smells cocoa-y, which is nice, you know, and this just sits beside my shower to try to encourage me to take the time to moisturize, you know, when I'm usually running out the door. I also have a Body Shop body butter. This was just given to me as a gift at Christmas, so I will oftentimes use this as well. And what I do try to focus on when I am moisturizing, I would say maybe every second to third time I shower, I actually take the time to properly moisturize my entire body. I should do it more. I will concentrate on putting some on my feet and on my heels. I have awful dry feet, and usually when I do that I will pop a pair of cotton socks on right away. The cotton sort of helps you know, keep your feet warm a little bit, and then it will help the moisturizer sink in a little bit more, but I've never had any kind of problem with either of these products of having to wait very long before I put my clothes on. They both seem to sink in fairly quickly, so not too brand loyal in this department. I'm sure there are some things out there that do fabulous things for your body, but usually when I'm looking for a body moisturizer, I'm looking for something that has a nice smell, something that is not too greasy, and something that is not going to break the bank. So this is the skincare routine of this frugal girl. I am always looking for new product recommendations. If you have a recommendation of a nice gentle cleanser, if you have a toner that you think I should use from the drugstore that doesn't strip the skin too much of oil, it's more of a balancing one, I would love to hear about it in the comments. If you have suggestions of other products I should put into my routine, leave all of that in the comments down below. I always respond to every comment that I get, and I just absolutely love hearing from you guys. If you have not subscribed but would like to do so, you can click on the subscribe button down below or on my face, which will appear at the end of this video, and give me a like if you enjoyed this. So thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye!